Hi everyone, it's Johnny, and once again I'm here to talk about a brilliant artist that we've been able to fund through our Patrons scheme. I'm here with Angelina Ritchie-Smith from Newcastle. Hi Angelina.
Hi, how you doing?
Great to see you. Well, why don't you tell us a bit about your artistic journey, because in a sense you are quite new to the world of painting, a year or so in, but your artistic journey kind of goes back a little further than that as well. Talk us through it, the life and times of Angelina Ritchie-Smith. Go.
All right. So straight out of high school back in Australia, if you can't tell, I'm from there, I am. I studied fashion design, which came from a love of watching all the fashion design awards. When I was 6 years old, I used to make my own clothes. Obviously, they weren't perfectly, I'd sew the neck hole, you know how 6-year-olds are, but I experimented, studied fashion design, even worked in a bridal designers back home, then thought I'll do a bit of graphic design because there was a university there, really good one. So I studied graphic design, so did a bit of freelance, then moved over to the UK, did a bit of travel, worked in a few various random jobs, and then got married, had a baby. And during lockdown, and especially last year, I was just experimenting. I do a bit of illustration as well. So before we had our child, my husband and I went backpacking, as you do, for 6 months consecutively. Why not? So when we left London, went traveling through Central South America, and I would just illustrate. I got a black pen and pencil, and I would just sit for hours. I can be OCD and just draw like I got an alphabet collection, all botanical style. So I did that and a few various other illustrations. And then when we moved over here, had my daughter. So last year we were just sitting in the kitchen. She was just finger painting, doing giraffes, and I was painting alongside her. And I thought, why am I just doing little pictures when I could do canvases, do something practical and big, because I'm a woman of purpose. Things have to make sense for me. So I bought myself a canvas. Now, I have tried to paint before, but I'm rubbish at portraits. I can't really paint mountains. So I'm more of an illustrator or graphic artist, like that pregnant one in the background. That's a graphic design piece. But I've never really mastered painting. So when she was throwing things around, I thought, why don't I throw things around? So I just slap a bit of paint on the canvas and get a shot glass and,
Wow.
muck around. I kind of like the composition. I kind of like the colors. Maybe I'm not as bad as I thought.
So when was this? When are we talking now?
Probably the start of 2021. So literally a year.
Wow.
And I'm also a part-time mom, like my full-time mom, but my daughter being in school last year. So trying to juggle that is, trying to fit in my artwork is tricky. So
yeah, absolutely. So it's amazing for you. I mean, I'll let you continue your story in a minute, but to be so new to painting, and already, I'm sure as people can tell from what you've got in the background, so adept in many ways. I mean, how was that transition for you? Because with graphic design and illustration, often is seen as being quite clear, purposeful, clearly communicating, whereas abstract painting is a very different thing. How did you find that transition?
Well, sometimes I find with abstract, I have an idea in mind. I think, okay, I want to do something inspired by like the galaxies or graffiti. Like I'll have an idea in mind, and then I'll think, okay, what colors remind me of that? So I'll see what colors I've got available, and then I'll set out, and then I'll do it, and it either will work or it won't work, or I will come back to it and define it a bit better, or the complete opposite. I'll have no clue what I want to do. I'll just be so creative and need to get it out and think I have no idea what I'm doing, and just do something, and either it will work out or it won't. Once again, I'll come back and change it. So a bit of both, I could say.
Wow.
Sometimes planned, sometimes inspirational, sporadic. Who knows what can happen.
Yeah, well, because one thing's for sure is your work is very evocative, and the feeling of just coming out of you, that feeling is translated through the work. So it's fantastic. I mean, I interrupted your story because since like a year ago, kind of picking up the paintbrush almost for the first time, what's happened since then? Because you've had a number of encouragements in the last year, I imagine.
Yeah. So so it would have been, say, March last year when I started alongside with my daughter, so part-time. I thought, okay, how do I get my name out there? Because it's so difficult online selling on these different platforms. And also I was quite brave and did a load of submissions to all the different galleries. I got a lot of knockbacks, and that's expected, or, you know, it's reasonable to expect rejection, and that's fine. So I thought, what about a competition? Now, I did not know that art competitions existed. I simply Googled art competitions UK. And I came across the MoMA website, the MoMA Museum of Modern Art UK, and that on the competitions section, if you're an artist, go on there now. They've always got listings, but don't apply for abstract categories because I'm going to take those out. So basically, I found an art competition on there. I applied for a few, and not only got accepted in one, I got longlisted, finalised, so the Hollybush Art Prize. And basically, out of the 22 finalists, so 600 entrants, I was one of the 22 finalists.
Fantastic.
So basically, it's women entering the competition. Yep. So I feel like we're quite marginalised in the art industry.
Absolutely.
So basically, in that award, there were 11 separate prizes, and I got one of those prizes. So wow. I won the Tim May Memorial Award. So that is funded by his wife. So sadly he's passed, and then it's his wife, Susan Angoy, who funded that. So basically she wanted something inspirational, and I think I was the only Christian in that secular competition, or at least the one who was quite obvious with my piece of work. That one is called Redemption, so based upon the cross. But it wasn't overly obvious. So if you go on my website, it's still there. No longer sold, but I will be doing prints, so stay tuned. I think just being involved in that competition, it allowed me to share my faith, but without Bible bashing, in a sense.
Yeah,
like preachy stuff. Yeah, and that piece sold via the competition, and that actually spurred me to go on. I thought, okay, I know the art industry is not easy, but that was a real encouragement at the start to not give up. So, you know, it hasn't been smooth sailing and easy going since, but it certainly helped a bit. Yeah.
Fantastic. And we're funding you to help with the project. Can you tell us a bit about that specific project?
Yeah, so that was actually part of the Hollybush Art Prize. So this year, it's actually recently happened. So I did go down, basically because of the whole lockdown over the last few years. Last year, we still weren't allowed to exhibit, so it was all online. So I accepted my award online, which is fine, but it would have been nice to be in the competition. I applied this year again. I got through, I longlisted with a new piece, didn't get through, but that's okay. But all of last year's finalists were actually allowed to be at the exhibition this year and put our work in the show. But because that piece actually sold, I got to put a different piece in.
Okay.
Brilliant. So I got to take that piece down to London, so just recently. Sadly, it didn't sell, but that's fine. People still got to see it, and they still got to go to my website and read the full bio and the story of that. So that piece is called Wonder, and that is based on the creation of the universe. It's not obvious when you look at it, so you have to really read the description of that. And I will be doing prints with that one soon as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, fantastic. Well, to think that you've managed all that in what, about a year and a bit. Since you picked up that paintbrush with your daughter. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what might come in the next year, decade, etc. as well. But it's an absolute pleasure to be supporting you, Angelina, supporting this project. And if people want to check out more of Angelina's work, we'll be put links in the bio. And if you would like to support projects like Angelina's through Sputnik, please give to our patrons scheme through our website. Any amount of money for projects like this is money well spent, as I'm sure you who are listening are fully convinced of now. So brilliant to chat to you. Thank you for listening, and see you all soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye.